Good morning. Happy Monday. Welcome to your early morning intuitive guidance. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, ready to share a tool with you today that hopefully you use multiple times in myriad ways, and that it is a tool that helps you move forward. So sometimes we know something is a little off a plumb and we don't really know what to do with it. Good morning, Joe Neal. Welcome. Glad you are here. Looking forward to talking with you later today. So, this is a tool that I was first introduced to, oh my goodness, maybe in the 90s? I don't even know. I've probably used it myself over a dozen times. It's been, good morning, Carolyn. Welcome. Glad you're here. It's been very thought-provoking and eye-opening. Good morning, Catherine. Glad you are here. Welcome, welcome. And I've seen people most of the time when someone has been teaching it to me, because I've had multiple coaches and trainers, etc., use this tool. Everybody teaches it a little bit differently. And I've noticed that most of them don't stray from the way they've been taught to teach it. I'm going to mix that up. Are you surprised? We're going to use this in many ways, in service of each of us getting a big picture. Good morning, Cindy. Welcome. And moving things forward as we choose to do so. And it felt like now was a good time to do this. Thank you, Carolyn, for the beautiful hearts and rainbow. We're going to make everything brighter. We're going to make everything brighter. And this tool, when you first use it, it's one of those tools, kind of like when I'm using Psych K with somebody and they muscle test weak to something and they get all upset because, my God, they got to have that belief, whatever it is. And I'm like, everything's changeable. Don't worry about it. We can make the changes that are needed to help you achieve that belief system that's going to move you forward. So this is kind of a assessment tool. That's what I would call it, an assessment tool. I've not seen any attribution for it. Good morning, Beth. Glad you are here. I always love to give credit where credit is due, because whoever came up with this idea was brilliant and very helpful to those of us who, when a picture's worth 1,000 words, right? Help us see something, and then we can go about making necessary changes. So this is a visual. This is a visual. But as always, let's start with our breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Drop those shoulders. I can feel it in this one. In through the nose, out through the mouth. I sat too long at the computer yesterday. Got a ton done, learned a bunch of really cool, interesting things. They fired me up, etc., but it was still too much in front of the computer. Didn't stick my nose outside at all yesterday. Of course, it was pouring most of the day, and I'm not sure I'm sanforized, so I've already had enough shrinkage. Don't know as though that's a good thing, but probably wouldn't have been bad to stick my nose out and at least smell some fresh air. Anywho, in through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth, and a little tapping just to wake everything up. Wake up, wake up. Be wise, be free. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. So let me show you the tool first, and then I'll describe it and give you multiple uses of it, and I'll put it in the feed so that you can print off a bunch of copies, because I want you using this in many, many ways. Good morning, Gwen. Glad you are here. Glad you are here. This is called the Holistic Wheel. I've heard it called the Life Wheel. I've heard it called the Holistic Life Wheel. In the thing that I post, I called it Holistic Life Wheel because I feel like that captures it. This one has 7 wedges, kind of looks like a pie, has 7 wedges. Some have more, some have less. When you draw it on a piece of paper, you put as many wedges as you want in there, all right? Good morning, Angie. We're working on a tool today to help us kind of visualize our life and what might need some attention from us. Thank you for the sunshine. So you can draw this on a piece of paper. If I can find a copy. Ooh, you had a tornado. Isn't this weird weather? This is just weird weather. And when you think about those things, tornadoes, hurricanes, etc., what are they doing? Metaphorically and literally, they are stirring things up. stirring things up. Good morning, Mel. Glad you were here. Hope everybody is safe. Hope nobody was injured. Stirring things up. So this is another tool that can help capture things as they are, get us a snapshot of where am I at right now, and where do I want to go from here? What needs some work here? So what you do with this is you label each of the sections, and I'll give you the labels that this particular iteration has, but you can come up with your own labels. And I'm going to show you also how you can take a wedge. Let's say you have a wedge that is really out of alignment with all of the other wedges. Take that particular wedge and do a whole pie on it. So let's talk our way through this. So the ones that are written on this one are physical and health. I could even see you doing separate wedges for physical and for health. Second one is fun, relaxation, recreation. Good morning, good morning. We're glad you're here. Let's work our circle. You betcha, you betcha. Third one is family, friends, and community. I can even see breaking those up. Family, friends, you could do immediate family, extended family, family to come. You could do all kinds of things, right? Fourth one is spirituality. You could put faith, you could put higher power, whatever works for you. Fifth one is life purpose, work, career. You could also include avocations in there. So you could do one based on what do I do? I have work, I have church, I have the donating to food pantry, I have this, you could put all those things in the wedges. Sixth one is money, abundance, financial. Money, abundance, financial. You could do a whole one on abundance. Wouldn't that be cool? And the seventh one is emotional and self-care. And I noticed in this particular one, there isn't a space for mental, intellectual. You could do that also. Put as many wedges in yours as you want. It's easy enough to do even numbers of wedges because you can just make the line. So you could do a cross one way and then split both those crosses, and then you have 8 sections. However you want to do it, okay? This is merely for your edification, your information, right? And then you get to decide what you're going to do with it. So the center of the circle, oops, that backward thing, right, is 0%. 0%. So in each of these little wedges, you're going to decide, and the outside of the circle is 100%. How satisfied are you with the development of that area of your life? If it is not satisfying, you're going to be down toward the center somewhere, 0%. If you're highly satisfied with that area of your life, you're going to be out toward the end, 100%. So there's a couple of things you're looking at as you fill this out. And I'll do one for you to demonstrate, okay? But there's a couple of things you're looking for. You're looking for A, how round is your wheel? If this is your life wheel, it's going to roll really nicely, right? If you're out toward the edge on everything. Good morning, Janine. Welcome, welcome. And hear me now. Nobody is out to the edge on every area of their life, and it ebbs and flows from day to day. But if they're only a little off, the wheel can still roll. You might get that bump thing going, but if you've got a very sawtoothed wheel, it is not going to roll. Your life is not going to roll. So then we want to take a look at the ones that are least satisfying and figure out how to make them more satisfying. So let's say, I'm just going to make stuff up here. See how well I do backwards. Whee! I can't do it backwards, so I'm going to do it this way. So let's say I'm going to put a big F on this one. This is financial. And let's say it isn't going well. So there's financial. Let's say this one is health. And let's say you're in moderately good health. So there's health. Let's say work. Let's say you hate your job. You're way down almost to 0 on work. Then we have spirituality. Let's say that your spiritual life is really good. So you're here on your spiritual life. And then we have emotional self-care. Let's say that you have a decent practice of emotional self-care. So I'm going to call it SC, self-care. And that's not bad. And then let's say we have fun, relaxation, recreation. Let's say you don't do very well at that. You may take a day on the weekend off. So I'm going to put fun. So that one is right. Where do we go? Here. Nope, this one. That backward thing is killing me today. Usually I'm pretty good at that. And then we have, which one did I miss here? Family, friends, community. And let's say you're pretty satisfied with that. So let's say, I mean, it's here. It's not all the way to the end, but it's here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is connect the dots. And there we have it. So, first thing I want you to notice, it is not very round. It is not going to roll very well at all. Your life is not going to roll very well, and that's what it looks like. Hey, Deb, glad you are here. Welcome. So, then you can take a look at it and go, ooh, this is the wedge that's the worst. Let's see what that one is. That is my work wedge. Then I could do a whole one on work if I wanted to, or I could just make the decision, I need to change some things. I'm going to make stuff up here. What's in my way is I have a coworker who drives me nuts, and my boss won't do anything about that coworker. I've been thinking about putting in an application for a different department. I'm going to do that. So then we could foresee this very dissatisfied wedge, get the new job, comes out here. We're getting a little more round, right? And you just pick them out. There may be sometimes we want to start with an area of strength and build on that, hoping it then kind of pulls the rest of the wheel out. So I'll give you an example. That work one. Let's say that person has been in the same entry-level job for 5 years and just hasn't felt brave enough. Good morning, good morning. Hasn't felt brave enough to try for a higher level job. So looks at this thing and goes, oh my God, this is awful. Applies for that new job, gets a new job, gets a raise, so then the financial wedge is going to move out, and meet some people in that department that are lovely, and they start doing some things outside of work. So the family, friend, recreation wedge begins to move also. So you can make a change in one wedge. Good morning, Barb. I just saw you go flying by. You can make a change in one wedge and it can influence other wedges. So what are we aiming for here? We're aiming for as round a life as possible, holistic wheel, life fulfilled, and we're aiming for it to be as far to the outside of the circle as possible. Now, do you have to turn this into a contest with yourself? I got to get it round and I got to get everything out. No. It's meant to be a visual. It's meant to help you discern. Remember our lovely discussion of discernment a bit ago? Help you discern, where am I really at? And how is life going? And am I rolling along merrily? Or am I going ka-thunk, ka-thunk, ka-thunk? If the latter, which one am I willing to approach first? This is the kind of stuff I do with the people I coach. It's such a helpful tool to be able to go, ooh, yeah, that ain't going to roll real well. No wonder life isn't very satisfying right now. If it was very round, but it's very to the center, all that means is you're uniformly dissatisfied. Anything can change. Anything can be adjusted. We can take a look at it. And we can be kind of strategic about this. We can take a look at it and go, kind of like I just said, if we budge the work wedge, it's going to budge the financial wedge and the family, friends, etc. wedge. It's going to budge the fun, enjoyment, relaxation wedge. A lot of things can begin to move at once. So, just wanted to teach you this little thing. Again, I'll put it in the feed, a link to a copy of that, or a picture of it, or however I can do it. But again, keep it low key. Take a pencil and a piece of paper, lined paper if you have it. It doesn't matter. Make a pie. Cut it into pieces. Label them whatever you choose to label them. Take a moment to center yourself. Don't just go willy-nilly. Really meet the page. Be present for this exercise. This is going to be a stepping stone toward where you want to be. You may have that vague sense of there's some dissatisfaction in my life, but I can't really put my finger on it. This tool will help you do that. This tool will help you do that. And again, coming out of last week's death spiral, for lack of a better word, it's time to pick up the pieces. It's time to put things together maybe in a different way than we had them before. Maybe this busts you out of some complacency, busts you out of some apathy. Let's get a move on. Let's do some good stuff. We can do hard things, right? So I would love to see your wheels. If you want to post them on here, fabulous. If you want to just send them to me in a private message, fabulous. If you get it put together and it doesn't look how you'd like it to look, and you throw your hands in the air and you go, I have no idea what to do with this. Black Friday coaching specials, people. I've been doing Black Friday coaching specials for a long time. You can find them on my website under events. So it's empowermentandpurpose.com under the events tab. And I'll put that in the feed also. Let me make a note. Let's see. There. On feed. Now if I can even read that hen scratching. But maybe now is the time you and I connect and we do some work on digging you out of a hole. Maybe you've tried a bunch of stuff. Sometimes, I know for myself, sometimes I need assistance. That's why I have my accountability buddies whom I adore. Kayleen, who I talk to on Mondays, and Bobby, who I talk to on Fridays. And we hold space for each other and we do the work. So if you need me to hold space for you, check out my coaching specials because they'll run through, I think Black Friday is the 29th through midnight. So check them out. That we can start with this and go from there, whatever works for you. I have a 3-session special and I have an 8-session special. So have an awesome Monday. Play around with this thing. See what you can learn from it. It's cool information. It's stuff that helps us take stock and move forward. Remember, you're capable of far more than you think you are. I will see you tomorrow, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Bye-bye.